Hello, comrades, and welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Up with a Potato. That's right. Today, we're starting this episode off in a tremendously successful building project area. Things are really going well over here. Road 971. This is the big road that we've been working on for, well, not too long actually, but a while now. And it basically links Oilnovsky and Mini Constructo with what will become, I guess, like Oil Island. We're, as I say, in the final stages of completing the work on this project. We've got the roller that you can currently see just rolling up and down the length of this bridge. It's going pretty slowly, but, you know, doing a fantastic job nonetheless. So that is underway, and once that is properly done and constructed, then we'll be able to start pumping a whole bunch more oil out of here. We probably want to try and build the construction office in here, as I've talked about previously, to try and flatten this area around the island so that we can try and extract as much of the juicy oil as we possibly can, and that will, of course, all be piped down through the massively long pipeline that we're going to have to extend, actually, and that eventually will all arrive at Refinovsky. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention this just to keep you up to date with how well this project is going. I'm very happy with it indeed. Of course, one of the other massive building projects that we have we're currently occupied in is the extension of the Nuclear Grad campus. I have let the game run for a little bit of time, maybe a month or so, I think. Just between episodes, and what can I say? I'm immensely happy with how everything is going over here. We've started construction, of course, of the brand new twin nuclear reactor, and so that is going to continue for the next wee while. I don't anticipate that it'll be finished in this episode, but probably in the next episode we'll be there. In terms of everything else on the campus as well, most of this stuff I suspect will get finished over the course of this episode, but it might take us a little while longer to get this twin reactor up and running, simply because it requires so much steel, and we ain't making that much steel at this moment in time. Not from a lack of choice, just from, you know, it requires a lot of steel. It requires a heck of a lot of steel. We've got 300 tons in storage there, so, you know, we're not making nothing, but we're not making tons either. I have made a couple of changes off screen to the distribution network. I've just tried to tweak it, really. What I noticed was that we were constantly running into this barrier where we were full of mechanical components and we weren't able to produce any more. So I thought, okay, I'm really going to try and tweak the network a little bit just off camera, so that we can get this all running a little bit smoother. Basically, what's happening now is I believe all of the mechanical components are being moved down into storage in Potatogard warehouse number 5, and the extras are still being moved into the warehouse over here, and they're getting shipped to the border or shipped to the dock, really, and getting sold. So there we go. Wowzers, we actually finished this boat, which is a bit of a bummer that I didn't get to see it launch, because I guess that must have happened literally about 2 seconds before the camera started rolling, but no matter, that is totally fine. Let me see if I can get you stuck into, there we go, the medium ship dock. That is exactly where we want you to be, which is very good. I'm going to see if we can try and make a brand new boat. Yes. So as it turns out, something that I was completely unaware of is that none of the boats that we currently have, or currently have made, actually, the 2 boats that we have made, the Volgobalt and the Frida. Well, we bought the Frida, but we made the Volgobalts. Neither of these guys can actually transport aggregate, so that means we can't actually transport any of the gravel that I talked about wanting to transport with the base boats. Turns out that you have to have a modded boat installed in order to actually transport aggregates by water. So that's what we need to try and do. We basically need to buy a blueprint for a modded boat which will allow us to transport aggregate. So there's a couple of mods that I've installed. If you want, you know, a whole bunch of information on the mods, you can check out the video that I released the other day, which basically highlighted all of the modded vehicles, which I now have installed. I'm probably not going to be using them extensively. However, I will try to, you know, incorporate modded vehicles into you know, plans and whatnot when I can. Of course, when it comes to aggregate and boats and water and stuff like that, I need to. I simply have to do this, so it simply has to be done. Now, the options that we have, we've got the Hercules aggregate model, which will transport about 1,400 tons of gravel. Or I think that we can utilize the Barcus gravel. And this can transport about 40 tons of gravel. I mean, so in my mind, it seems like the prudent thing to do to see if we can try and get the Hercules. I mean, it's going to cost 760,000 just to buy the blueprint, but I think that's a worthwhile investment, truth be told. This boat, by the way, comes from a mod called, I believe it's called Affordable Starting Boats or something along those lines, and it comes with 3 mods. Comes with 3 boats, comes with the Hercules Aggregate, the Hercules Open Cargo, and the Hercules Oil Tanker, and together they are, I mean, a fantastically cheap alternative to the Frida, the Volgobalt, or the Pride. I mean, the fact that the Pride, the only oil tanker in the base game, costs 9 million rubles, I mean, that is prohibitively expensive, but hey-ho, what do I know? Anyway, we should be able to get to work on the Hercules aggregate transport, so that's gonna be pretty darn good. We also need to see if we can try and get an aggregate harbor over here in Shipski, or Dokski, wherever, in order to transport aggregate to the other side of the world, because we do have, what if we've got a pumping harbor setting up over there, and we've got an aggregate harbor set up right over here. I probably only want to move gravel at this moment in time. However, I should be open to the idea of moving coal at some point in the future, because I do technically need coal for the greenhouse, I believe, albeit very, very, very little coal. Either way, we might decide to, you know, incorporate coal at some point later down the line, but we don't have to worry about it too much. Anyway, just give me an aggregate harbor over here, so at least we can, you know, start work on this, so to speak, and then we won't have to worry about it for too long. I'm kind of hoping that over the course of this episode, we will be able to start getting aggregates moving between the different sides of the map. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to ship our resources around using boats, is basically what I'm trying to say. Whether that will be the case will remain to be seen, but we'll just have to wait and see. Right, this is going painfully slowly, but I mean, unfortunately, it needs to be done if we actually want to get an aggregate harbor right over here, and I think getting an aggregate harbor right over here is probably the right thing to do, truth be told. Bish, bash, bosh. There we go. All right, let's see if we can immediately just zone. Ooh, hold up. Did I get a harbor for aggregate loading or aggregate unloading over at this side? Just checking. Aggregate unloading over there. Okay. Well, I don't think I'm going to need to send any aggregate back. I will need to send cargo back from that side, but I will not need to send aggregate back. So we'll just get a single aggregate loading harbor right over here. Brilliant. It fits in perfectly. That's exactly what I like to see. Let me see if we can get a graveled road connection. There we go. Right over yonder. I'm going to zone that. I'm going to pay for the road. And then I'm hoping that we should just be able to auto-assign a whole bunch of stuff. Only the bridge grad construction offices. Right. Well, I want to see if we can try and maybe get some more construction offices. The professional construction offices, if you'd like. We'll get some construction offices with excavators in too. Some concrete mixers. We'll get some cranes. I don't think we'll require a crane for the harbor, but it's worth a crack, eh? Okay. There we go. All right, looking very, very good indeed. Lovely. Happy with that. And we also should probably get a bus or some way to bus individuals down to the construction project. Whether I will be able to bus individuals down, that will remain to be seen. I don't know if it's just a smidgen too long, but smidgen too far away, but we'll see. That's not a problem. Okay, so the ship is definitely underway. The ship that we require in order to transport everything should be fine. What's the issue here? Is it a power supply issue? It does kind of look like we are having a slight power supply issue here. which isn't super hot. Looks like that's been rectified now. That's great. Okay, good. Right, so that's happening. We're building this. All of our trucks are zooming around like there's nothing else happening. That's great too. Last chance to buy. I don't care about a crane. That's okay. We've got a couple of trucks. In fact, we have a full vehicle storage, actually. We have a full storage of trucks at this moment in time. I think I probably want to resume selling some trucks at the border. That would certainly be a prudent idea, I think. Yeah, we can do that via a distribution office, to be honest. We can do that via a distribution office. Should I put a distribution office just up at the back here? Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's stick a distribution office up at the back. And we can just export whatever car we decide to make, or whatever vehicle we decide to make. We can export it via distribution office. What the heck are you doing here? What the heck is this? Excuse me? This is not good. I know I need to redo the signals properly here. It's not, truthfully, an ideal situation to be in. Right. That's a chain signal. That can be a chain signal over there. Remove that. That can go in that direction. Sure, and we also need chain signal in that direction too. Okay, I think that should be fine. I think that should be fine. Should allow traffic to pass freely, which is exactly what I'm after. Okay, give me a distribution office over here. I think we probably only need a small distribution office. Yeah, we'll keep it reasonably small, reasonably contained. A little bit of terrain modification in order to help things out. Brilliant. Perfect. As suspected. Totally fine. No issues to complain about. I can wait for that to get built. There's no particular rush. I think in the meantime, am I able to move any of these trucks over to any of these places? Nope, I am not. Right, well, what I will do is I will move some trucks, just some random trucks, over to this side of the map, purely because I want to try and utilize my production capacity just a little bit more. You know, we don't want to just have an entire vehicle factory just sitting around doing nothing whilst we wait for a little distribution office to be built. So let's get that all set up. That's grand. So that'll free up a little bit of capacity over there. Are we done with the big old bridge yet? We are indeed. That's wonderful. That's really, really good. Right. Has this road been assigned? Has this road been assigned to the construction offices? Has this road been assigned to the construction offices? Huh. Okay, very, very interesting. It looks like it hasn't. It looks like it's just out of range. Really? Is that the case? That's 3,000 meters? Alright, well that's a bit of a bummer. Was kind of hoping that we would maybe I need to build this? If I build this manually, will that allow the range to stretch a little bit further? I was kind of anticipating it being a little bit longer range so that I was able to build the wells. Still, that doesn't look like it's making much of a difference. That is a hardcore bummer. That's a big old bummer. Okay, I mean, there are solutions to this problem. There are solutions to this problem. There are solutions to this problem. One of the solutions that immediately jumps to my mind is if we can terrain modify this area. I don't think there's oil on this island. However, it might be worth exploring that. There is a little bit of oil on this island. Okay, that makes the case for what I'm about to do even stronger, which is great. Okay, it looks like this is the very extent of where our bulldozers can operate. Yeah, it looks like they can't operate on that side of the island. Right, let me terraform this area just a smidgen. I'm gonna see if I can try and get 2 large construction offices over here. And this is gonna be the build point, really, that we can move resources from and to the other island. Right, so let's get a modded construction office. I want to get 2 huge construction offices. One over there. And one over there. Yep, that's totally fine with me. Gravel roads, because everything over here needs to be a gravel road. And then there's a very, very... Is none of this... Oh no, I was way to say, is none of this actually regular road? Is that 100% bridge, that connection there? It looks like a 100% bridge. Which is totally fine, because we can always just link up to that little bit of actual road. This is the wrong type of road. I don't need super fancy road. I just need moderately fancy road. Yes, please. Right. The other good thing about building road over here is that we can actually immediately start construction of additional oil wells over here. So that's quite nice. Let's get all of that zoned. And this should be auto-found, I believe, by the construction offices in Mini Constructo. So that's brilliant. Let's do some oil rigs. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Nice. And one more for good measure over here. It's looking good. There's a fire. Where is that fire? It's a pipe pumping station in Rukia. That's definitely within range of the fire station. However, it's a fair trek, but I think we'll be just fine. All right, cool. Very, very good stuff. So this should all be auto-constructed and auto-zoned whilst we're, you know, just living our best life. All right, let me also see if I can just terrain transform this area just a smidgen. Fire's been extinguished. That's brilliant. That makes me very happy indeed. We're going to try and expand the land out here so that we can try and build some oil wells. It would be really, really cool if I could build some offshore oil wells. That would be cool. That would be very, very cool. Ooh, also, I tell you what I should be doing. Rather than building these standard oil wells, I should be using the advanced oil wells. That's right, the modded oil well that I have installed. There's no reason not to be using it. It's better in pretty much every way. It does cost a few more construction materials, I believe. But that's fine. In fact, how much does this cost? 18,000 rubles to build. However, my modded large oil well costs 36,000. Maximum daily production is 12 tons, consumes 12 megawatt hours of power. And then maximum daily oil production is 7 tons. Yeah, so there's no reason why I shouldn't be using the bigger wells. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Right, good stuff. Good stuff. And then let's get the big well implemented here, shall we? Brilliant. Oh, no. Did not mean to do that. That's totally my bad. We can finish the contract ourselves. We do not want to be auto-building this. I mean, I'm not super, you know, financially destitute at this moment in time. However, I would certainly like to have a little bit more money. That would be nice. Let's get this expanded out a little bit over here. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Already the gravel trucks seem to be arriving, which is great. Right. And we can get this little outcrop linked up as well. What do you know? That's probably going to be totally fine. Okay. Yeah, let's go over here. Is a fire somewhere? I keep waiting for it to say, oh, there's a fire in your nuclear power plant. That really is what's going to terrify me. I mean, that is what is terrifying me. Right, so that over there. Okay, I mean, this entire area needs to be terraformed, truth be told. This area is not going to get terraformed until I get some better bulldozers nearby. This office is going to be filled with bulldozers. I say filled with bulldozers. It's going to have a couple of bulldozers. Hopefully some pretty good ones as well. Maybe some modded ones. You never know. All right. Another oil well over there. Another oil well over there. One final oil well over here for good measure. And I think maybe we squeeze in one more oil well over here. Yeah, you know what? Actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Additional oil well over there. Let's get that linked up via a road. Does it need to be a gravel road? Probably doesn't need to be a gravel road. It probably should be for fire purposes, but that's fine. Okay, so that's gonna be stuff that's worked on just in the background for a little bit. We don't really need to focus on that. I guess that's like an intermediary point, I guess, between actual Oil Island, which is much bigger, much more profitable, much more oily. That's right. That's what I'm after. I'm after the oiliness. Okay, so that is that. How are we doing with the boat construction? Yep, we're not doing too badly. Pretty happy about that. Everyone seems to be working pretty darn hard. We're doing a great job of processing oil, even though we are technically buying the oil in. But that's not too much of a problem. Can just about deal with that. We still have too many plastics. We still legitimately have too many plastics. I mean, that's an issue. That's a real issue. Another fire. It's an oil/fuel storage over there. I think that should be totally fine. However, the problem could indeed be that the dirt road is a little bit too poor. Okay, I'm going to empty the whole storage. The reason that I'm going to empty the whole storage is so that I hope we're going to be able to get some more trucks in here, and therefore the fire engine's going to be able to get right through. Hopefully that works. Yes, the fire engine's stuck in traffic now. Yeah, I'd rather not lose another important piece of infrastructure in this area. I still feel like it's entirely reasonable that the fire engine is able to cut through traffic jams, but apparently that's just not possible. There we go. He's able to get through. Brilliant. Also, there's a brand new vehicle available. A laying crane UK25. That is indeed a modded vehicle. Allows us to lay rails super quickly. I don't think it's any better than the current Super KMZ that we've got, which is currently working on the tunnel. But nonetheless, I thought, you know what? I'll get a couple of different mods installed that allow us to lay rails. Why the heck not, eh? Okay. So that's all working really, really well. Let's return to here. This is also looking rather good too. Yes, very, very nice. Construction of everything in Nuclear Grad. Oh my goodness. I stepped away for like 2 minutes, and now we're like half built absolutely everything. How the heck have we made that much progress? How the heck have we made that much progress? Almost done the distribution center as well. I say almost done the distribution center. We're not really almost done the distribution center. And now we're missing mechanical components from here. It's not really what I envisioned happening when I rejigged the distribution network. Let me quickly adjust that. There we go. Adjust that to 30%. Adjust that to 30% as well. So we should now have like a little bit of leeway. We'll give the game a little bit of leeway to produce mechanical components so that we're able to make trucks at the same time in a fairly consistent manner. Okay, that's looking good. That's looking good. I'm pretty happy with that. A lot of trucks needing to get filled up and whatnot, but that's okay. We're also going to need to see if we can get another couple of distribution offices. This time, the distribution office is going to be filled with dumper trucks, much like this distribution office over here, actually. Yeah, I'm going to zone another distribution office. It maybe seems like I'm going a little bit OTT on the distribution offices. I'm just excited. I'm just excited. I love them. I think they're great. I think they're really, really good. And, you know, we've got all of this space. We might as well use it, right? So, that in there. That in there. That's nice. That in there, too. Let's get that zoned. Yes, and then we will build these two. Now, one of these distribution offices, I want to do runs of gravel from the gravel storage in Potatogard all the way down to the harbor over here, which is where we are going to store gravel. We need to set up a little storage system over here very, very quickly. Large aggregate storage, small aggregate storage. Let's use large aggregate storage for now. Let's do something like that. Yeah, we'll do something like that. And then we will do truck aggregate unloading. And we will see if we can try and stick it in, like, right about here. Literally right about there. That's totally perfect. I think that should be more than enough throughput for what we need. Let's get this linked up here. this land flattened just a smidgen. There we go. A little bit of a tidy up. A little bit of a gravel connection over there. A little bit of a gravel connection over there. Let's get that zoned. Maybe I actually just want to build that road, given that it's going to be pretty difficult for people to get out here. Unless, of course, I transport them via train. Also, holy cow, we're almost done another flippin' boat. Who would have thunk it? Who would have actually thunk it, eh? Who would have actually thunk it? So we still got you that are currently doing nothing. You're currently waiting for a bunch more materials. Wowzers, wowzers. We've got $8 million. $8 million. $8 million. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Holy cow. I actually cannot even believe that is true. That is real life. This does not feel like real life. Not at all. No siree. Right, steel's being produced at a pretty darn good rate. Pretty happy about that. Yeah, disappointingly little steel, or disappointingly little progress being made on the small distribution office, but yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine for now. Everything else seems to be running smoothly as far as I'm concerned. Part of the problem is that I still need to zone a whole bunch of extra housing for the city of Potatogard. I need to. I don't have any choice. Also, that population of 16,000, as I've already hinted at, is not actually true. We've got a whole bunch of flats that are being zoned in different areas. I wonder if I want to move. I wonder if I want to move the Potatograd moniker around a little bit. I think I do actually want to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a potato. I can't actually do it. I'll create an industry grad. There we go. An industry grad, a proper industry grad, and then we're going to delete the potato grads, and then we're going to establish a proper Potatograd center over here. I guess the city center has actually moved a little bit, but Potatograd. Because if I do this, then I'm much... Yeah, look at that. 27,000 and 1,600 people that don't have somewhere to live at the moment. Wow. That is not good. That is not good at all. We've got 2,700 people that are unemployed. Holy cow. That's ridiculous. So that's a much better, much truer, much more accurate reflection of how our population is actually doing. Wowzers. We're not even close to filling up. Yeah, we need more people. We need more people. We need more stuff for our people to do. We need more stuff for our people to do. That's the reality. Either that or we need more trains. Yeah. I wonder, maybe I get another train for this route. Yeah, let me see if I can get another train. I'm gonna see if I can try and get a double. I think a double... What's this? Fine. I think a double might end up potentially being a little bit messy. In fact, let me rephrase that. I think it is going to be very messy. Because this was never meant to... It was never meant to... This line was never meant to utilize doubles. Double carriages. But you know what? We'll give it a shot anyway. We'll see if we can get a double train out, because we just have too many people. We've got 600 people waiting at that depot, or waiting at that train station. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Not able to participate in any sport. Yes, we also have massive sporting issues across the entirety of the city. 40 workers. You only take 40 workers? That seems... Oh, hold up. You're not taking workers with a university education? Interesting. So that's actually artificially limiting us from taking a bunch of workers. Presumably because when we did this, we wanted to try and prioritize our people. Yeah, in fact, I remember exactly the circumstances in which I did this. I wanted to prioritize the people who had university educations. I wanted them to go to the back factory, the back platform up here. And that would allow them to make their way to the vehicle production line. So that's kind of cool, I guess. So that should be rectified now, right? Mostly rectified. Have a little look who's on this line. Right, everyone's allowed to take... Yeah, everyone's allowed to take university-educated individuals now. So hopefully, we're able to cut down on the number of workers actually waiting at the platform. Oh my goodness. It's a big old problem. It's a big old flippin' problem. We are going to need to get one more... We're going to need to get one more train to supply workers to Nuclear Grad train platform number 2. There's no reason, by the way, that we couldn't start that service right now in order to aid the building of everything around here. Also, why the heck do we not have a connection between these two buildings? Right, let's get that zoned as well. Not entirely sure why that wasn't done. I guess we could set up a service to go to this Nuclear Grad train platform small number 2. What do I want to do? I think we'll just use motor wagons. We'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. Does take us down to financially dangerous territory. However, I'm an optimist. We're producing so much power at this moment in time that we should be fine. Right, so we'll do get out and in. Don't want any passengers. That's fine. Don't want any passengers. Just give me pure workers. Pure workers. Whether of a university education level or otherwise. Doesn't particularly matter for me. Everyone can find a job here. Let's launch both of these trains. I'm going to launch them in sequence. There we go. Looking good. Get them both out as well. Then I'm going to set the Nuclear Grad train platform small. Everyone is going to go to the Nuclear Grad bus stop as soon as everyone arrives. And after that, we can distribute to all of the different buildings. I think at the moment, yeah, it should be fine to just auto-distribute to everywhere. I don't think there's any sort of preference on where the workers go. Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm going to get this... Do I want to build this? How much steel do I actually have? Okay, there's a long waiting list for steel. Let's just import the steel and get that tiny little bit of stuff done, which will allow us to start importing uranium as well, which is really, really quite cool. And we're actually already making a bunch of UF6 with the chemicals that we're importing as well, which is great. Okay, that's really, really nice. Everything is working as smoothly as it should. These trains are all absolutely lost, and I don't understand why. What's your issue? This does look like I've messed up the signaling a little bit here. Opposite directions, please, my chaps. Yeah, did I just put the signals in the entirely wrong direction here? Huh. All right. Well, that's a new level of intelligence, frankly. There you go. You turn around and you're sorted as well. Brilliant. Okay, so immediately, hopefully, we should see a little bit of a decrease in the number of people that are waiting to be picked up. That's the plan anyway. Also, we need to keep an eye on our steel mill and see if the double train actually makes any difference. Doesn't look like it's made a huge difference. Missing iron. We're actually missing a lot of iron. That is still a problem. But there's very little that we can do about that now. What I'm really just trying to do is see if we can, yeah, try and deplete our number of people waiting at the station. That's really what's key, because it just builds up so darn fast. It does help having 4 tracks, that's for sure. However, in saying that, look at that, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right, so those additional people that are coming to work at Nuclear Grad should make a very, very substantial difference. The 135 people that are currently waiting at the bus stop, that should all just disappear. Or will it disappear? No, it will not disappear. Nuclear Grad, don't load at Nuclear Grad. Yeah, don't load at Nuclear Grad, please. Just unload at Nuclear Grad. That's all I want. I don't want anyone to... Nuclear Grad, yeah, don't load. Do not load at Nuclear Grad, because otherwise we'll end up just taking the workers right back into Potatograd. So we want to deliver the workers to the station, let them walk to the bus stop, and then let them time out after however many hours it is. And that should theoretically mean, that once everyone times out, they're just going to walk to... where they need to work. It's a plan. Will it work? I don't know. It should. Here's hoping. Let's have a little look. You should be timing out fairly soon. There we go. And there we go. Everyone starts to disperse and get to work, which is brilliant, because that is going to mean a whole bunch of bodies to help with construction and a whole bunch of bodies to work in uranium processing and uranium conversion plants. Lovely, lovely stuff. Very, very happy with that. Yeah, that's looking great. That's looking really, really good. And in the meantime, we're doing fine with steel. We're doing fine with mechanical components. We're doing fine with vehicle production. Still no movement on the small distribution office at the back over here. Little bit of a bummer, because I do want to see that built as swiftly as we possibly can. Please. Yes. Any progress on this stuff over here? Yes, actually. Lots and lots of progress. But we just need to get workers on site now. That's going to be the problem. And also steel. We need 37 tons of steel and 122 tons of steel in total for this project. So that's going to be no easy feat in order to accomplish in these steel poor times. Very, very steel poor times. Man, can you believe that at the start of this episode, I actually had the intention to see if I could try and fix the food supply? I actually think that maybe fixing the food supply is gonna be bumped to the next episode. Because originally I thought, oh hey, we're just gonna briefly touch on, you know, all of the different buildings and whatnot that I need to build. However, it turns out that I faffed around mostly with boats and trying to get too many people off the station. And there's still too many people on the station. Look at that. 500 people on the station, literally waiting. What more can I do? I mean, I can introduce more trains onto this line. I mean, that might make some difference. Last chance to buy a V3S crane. I think that's a... Whoops. I think that's a modded crane. I don't think it's that good particularly, but I think it's modded. And there's a mod pack that I've got installed which allows a whole bunch of different crane varieties. I don't think any of them are particularly great, but they're very colorful and they do look kind of cool, which I like a lot. Yeah, so as I was saying, I mean, this is... Yeah, this is a bit of a problem, really. I don't want to say it's basically gridlocked, but it is basically gridlocked. It is basically gridlocked here. And is there any way to make it flow faster? Not really. Not really. We can't even stick more... We can't even stick more signals in here to make it any faster. In fact, sticking more signals in this area would make it slow to a crawl. Yeah, I wonder, is it worth perhaps trying to breathe new life into this route here, like up to the back? I mean, it might be. If I was able to do that, then it would mean another way to get up to the train platform at the back there. The problem with doing it, though, is, of course, it takes way longer to transport people from Constructingrad up to the steel mill. And that's not exactly ideal. In fact, far from it. It's very, very, very not ideal, I would say. And then again, we've got this whole problem of the Potatograd populace needs more housing. Building is without a power supply. Yeah, this power supply is horrifically inadequate for what we're asking it to provide. I'm going to change that manually. Here we go. There we go. Into there, like so. And immediately, as you can see, the wattage that is being drawn shoots way past the 0.65 megawatt capacity of the previous cable that we were using. So that's totally the right thing to do, I think. Right, I mean, the problem is that we need more kindergartens. We need more schools, presumably. 14 workers can't go to work because there's no space in kindergartens. I mean, we need to do more. We need to do more in order to fix our housing crisis. And, you know, frankly, it is actually at the level of a housing crisis. Can you believe that our radio station and our TV station are both at max capacity? Right, we shouldn't really be running out of power from there. That should be totally fine. Building is without a power supply. It says that you're without a power supply. However, that is a lie. You do have a power supply. I think. Yeah, we do have a power supply coming from both of our coal plants at the moment, which is fine. Yeah, the real question is, where the heck are we going to build this extra housing? I mean, it's got to be down here, doesn't it? It's got to be down here. Right, well, I think that we should do that. I think that we should do that since I don't really want to make a start on food or fixing food in this episode, because that is going to be an absolutely gargantuan task. I mean, if I want to feed the entire populace of Potatogard, boy oh boy oh boy, we're going to need to step up our game, I think. We really are. We really, really are. Right, where the heck does this cable actually go? Around here. Right over to this splitter right over here. Okay, let's take out this cable. Take out the entirety of this cable. There we go. All the way along here. All the way along there. Grand. And let's move this around a smidgen. Alright, this is the right thing to do, though, I think. This is the right thing to do. We're going to rezone this cable right around here. I keep saying, oh yeah, Potatograd's not going to grow that much. There's not much more growing left for Potatograd to do. Turns out, each and every time I say that, you just need to disregard that as, in fact, a little bit of a lie, a little bit of a fabrication. Right. Need to get a school in here. And that needs to be leveled off, actually. If we get that leveled off, we should have no difficulty sticking a school in here. He says with complete confidence. Complete confidence. Right, zone up to the level up to the level of the road. Okay, there's actually quite a significant height difference here that I was not aware of. I didn't see before, but apparently there absolutely is. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, actually. That's a real bummer. Alright. I'm trying to do this with minimal cable moving. But that might end up being a bit of a problem too. Okay, let's try lowering the terrain in order to get back down to the same level as the flats / cinema over here. If we do that, that might allow us a little bit more flexibility here. He says optimistically. By the way, I have no idea why I've taken to calling, you know, or speaking in the third person. It's just quite amusing, actually, in my mind. Right, I mean, that will fit, but it's going to require some slight tweaking. Some slight tweaking. Right, we can ditch this. Ditch this road here. Yeah, boo-hoo, it means that we're going to have to drive on some dirt road for a little while, but at the end of the day, is that so bad? I mean, the people of Kobe still drive on dirt roads, and they don't complain about it. Well, if they do, I mean, nothing good can come of it, frankly. Right, so that in there like so. That's looking pretty darn good. We're going to see if we can get a kindergarten as well over here, because I just know we're going to need more kindergarten space. Even if we don't technically need it right now. I mean, this is like within... Oh, come on. Really? This absolutely should fit. Alright, try rotating it the other way. There we go. I knew it would fit. It was just about getting it in the right position. Brilliant. We will connect this up to there. Fantastic. What's that? Last chance to buy. V3S. Well, maybe the previously mentioned crane wasn't actually a modded one. Okay, that's too steep of an incline. That's fine. Any chance that we can get around here? No, not really. Not really at all. Okay, get that zoned. Asphalt, nice. That medium school is going to chill out right over there. Let's get rid of this wireframe so that I can better see exactly what I'm doing. We've got 2 kindergartens over there, and crazily enough, it's not going to be... It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough at all. We're going to need to try and get another shopping center, I suspect. Although, for now, maybe that's shopping center in the center. Shopping center in the center? Question mark. Question mark for pronunciation. Maybe it'll be all right. It might be fine. It might need a little bit more work. We'll take a decision at some point later. For now, let me see if I can try and squeeze in some more flats around the periphery of this school. There we go. Just like that, actually. Yeah, so we're just going to look for basically any area where we've got space for a flat. The great thing about these flats is that the footprint is ridiculously small, and therefore it's really, really rather easy to just fit them in odd places. Right, we're going to need to ditch this dirt road. Yep. Okay, so it's going to mess with a whole bunch of... Yeah, a whole bunch of trucks, but that's fine. We can just about live with that. Lower this down a smidgen. Brilliant. I mean, look, we need to flatten this entire section of land anyway, because I have no idea how big Potatogard is going to get, but it doesn't really look like it's going to slow down anytime soon. Right. So, we've just built 3, or we've just zoned, should I say, 3 brand new buildings. Now, these 3 brand new buildings aren't even going to scratch the surface on what's actually required. There we go. Okay, so we need to get some paths set up in order to link up. How many buildings is that? That's 5 buildings. 5 buildings. 5 buildings. I need to get a path out here. Too steep a descent. No problem. I'll just rejig it a little bit. There we go. Can we get down the middle here? That would be very, very nice if indeed we could do that. However, it doesn't look like we can. Yep, we'll see if we can try and get a connection over to there, I guess. That's fine. So, what is going to be the walking distance for all of these houses? Will everyone be able to walk to work over here? That's the real question. And can we fit a path at the center of the kindergarten and school there? Probably not. I'm also not convinced that I like this substation being right in the middle over there, but that's fine, I guess, for now. Any chance that I can link this up? I don't seem to be able to link up. Oh, no. Never use the demolish tool, people. Never use the demolish tool. Okay. What if I do... Even that's not particularly ideal for me. That does work. However, I still don't think that that path is going to be allowed to connect up. I mean, it doesn't necessarily... The cinema doesn't necessarily have to be connected. There we go. Okay, that's still preferable, I think. Let's build all of those paths. And let me see if I can just get this gravel road upgraded. Gravel road upgraded. Build that, and build that. Okay. So, that's 5 brand new flats. And can you believe that those 5 brand new flats aren't even going to supply the entire housing needs of all of the adults that are 21 years old and still live with their parents. That's bananas. That's absolutely bananas. And that's a reasonably small housing estate. I think I need to just try and see if I can squeeze some additional houses in next to this pub, for example. Have I tried this? Have I tried this place already? I feel like that should totally be allowed, right? I feel like that should absolutely be allowed. Should be allowed over here. Yeah. No. No. Okay, we are definitely allowed. Yeah, there we go. We're allowed over there. Okay, brilliant. Anywhere that we see a space, we just need to see if we can try and squeeze in a house. Also, we're going to need to get ourselves a gym, a gymnasium. I believe it's in Sports Playground. It is indeed. Yeah, because we need to make sure that everyone has access to sport too. Sure, if we could build this over here, that would be real swell. It's so close. It's so close, and yet it's just not close enough. I'm clicking away, and it's not making any difference. No, that's far too small an area to fit it into. Nah, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, is it? I mean, this would be like the ideal location to have a gym in, but I just don't foresee it happening. Oh, and that is so painful. It's so painful. It's so painful that we're not going to be able to make that work. What about down here? Alright, I mean, if we're able to make it work down here, then maybe if we flatten the land around this area? No. No, okay, alright, that was wholeheartedly far too ambitious. Alright, well, you know what? As a consequence, we are going to try and get it in here. Have I just ruined it for myself? Have I tried to be too clever? I might have tried to be too clever. Alright, do that. Reflatten again. Right. Give it a little wiggle around, because that occasionally seems to make some difference. Oh, the going was so good, and I messed it up so bad. So bad. Oh, that's not good. And now video game. Oh. Okay, I gotta try again. Can we... Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, come on. No, you're just not gonna do it, are you? Oh. Okay, well, you know what? This is as far right as we're gonna be able to get the gym. Right, cool. Let's get that zoned as well. I need to reconnect the road over to here, the highway that we have over there. I kind of want to make it up this mountain, up this hill over here. Certainly, definitely down this way. Let's try and lower the general height of the road, if at all possible, so that we can, in the future, maybe use this road as one that supplies, I don't know, resources or people to certain areas. Either way, we can get that all zoned up as well. Alright, we're doing fine for money now. We've somehow managed to recover from this grave financial situation that we were in after I decided to buy a bunch of vehicles. So that's very, very nice. This is all looking fine. That's looking great. How are we doing down in Shipski / Dockski / wherever? We're doing good. We've got all of the resources on site that we need to start work, but I just don't know if we're going to be able to get workers over here at all. So that remains to be seen. Nuclear processing stuff is still happening, which is grand. Pretty happy about that. How many people do we have waiting at the station? Only that many. Only 0 people. Can you believe that? That's a good deal if I do indeed say so myself. There's an extended UK 25 big train big rail laying train. I like that. I like that a lot. Also, this building is without power supply because we need to reconnect the wires, which might end up being somewhat of a tricksy thing to do. Angle of connection is too sharp. That's fine. There we go. Alright. Brilliant. Fueling has begun. Alright. Now, a lot of people are going to be involved in the construction of all of these buildings over here. I think I'm okay just to let the people work in here. I don't really think that I want to click a million times to try and get fewer workers in each of these buildings. Yeah, so I think I'll just leave it there for now. So that is going to be, how many houses do we end up zoning? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 300, 1,800 people. And there's 1,900 who are currently waiting for homes. And it'll probably be over 2,000, maybe over 2,500 by the time that we're actually finished building all of these houses. Wow. And not to mention the fact that we are occasionally having intermittent power issues. Mostly because the coal power or the coal power plant or the power lines aren't able to hold enough power. Which is exactly why we want this, this turbocharged nuclear power plant to be up and running pretty much as swiftly as possible. Because when all of that is set up, then we will be totally fine. Yeah. Okay, it's fallen off. We've got 0 people arriving at the bus stop. Wow. I mean, that's really bad. And now we've only got 6 workers arriving at the bus stop. And now we are completely out of power. Which, of course, bungles absolutely everything else. Because nobody's able to get out to this trolley bus stop. So that's a problem. The seriously small number of employees that we have is becoming a bit of an issue. It is becoming a little bit of an issue. Tell you what I might do. I might set up a bespoke bus route. Just give me, I don't know. It doesn't need to be huge. Just what do I want? I want a IKR 256. IKR 256 to go between this bus stop over here. Just workers all the way over to this bus stop over here. That's right. Just workers. Whole reason is that I should be able to just bolster the number of people that we have working in the coal power plants, even if that is a temporary change. It also means that the area that they come from, the way that they drive to get to the coal power plant should be different from the way that, the bus drives from this bus stop to this bus stop. So theoretically, I think we might have a little bit more of a safer, more consistent supply. That's the dream anyway. Whether it works, whether it doesn't, that will remain to be seen. We certainly have a lot of vehicles that are currently trying to get around the place. Yeah. I wonder if there's anything that we can really do to fix that. Let me see if I can get this road upgraded as well. Yep. That is going to undoubtedly confuse a couple of trucks. But I think that that's probably worth it. Yeah, probably worth doing. In order to make sure that we've got that little extra efficiency bonus. Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. Man, I cannot believe that I thought, hey, I'm just gonna do food this episode. I'm just gonna fix food this episode. But no, as it turns out, there's always a problem in Potatogard. I feel like Potatogard has now reached a point. You know how I've talked about like reaching a critical mass of educated workers before? I feel like Potatogard has now reached a critical mass of population. That being 28,000 people, basically. 28,000. It's reached 28,000 people, showing no signs of stopping, and it doesn't need constant attention, but it does need maintenance. It does absolutely need maintenance, because if you don't maintain it, things just go badly wrong real quick, Which is exactly why I think getting the food supply set up and fixing the food supply is going to be so darn important. A medium school in Kolgradsky, I'm sure we'd find over there. But yeah, that's exactly why we need to make sure we've got food. We do actually have food. It's just a case of whether it gets delivered because we've just got so much darn traffic. Yeah, I don't even know. I think we're actually going to have to take a little look at our traffic situation in Potatogard, because that's going to need rectifying. We just have far too much traffic. Yeah, part of the problem might be that we're building a bunch of buildings at the moment. But in saying that, these problems have been around for a while. There's some prefab flats in Potatograd that are on fire. I tell you what, it might actually be worth us demolishing these flats and seeing if we can try and replace them with somewhat more efficient structures, i.e. these 21-story prefabricated flats. Yeah, seriously, that might be what we need to do. That might be what we need to do. Also, unbelievably, this university is nowhere near large enough. There's a little bit of space at the medical university, but not that much. In the technical university, similar sort of circumstance. I suspect that we might need to add an additional university over here. Although we do have student transportation at the moment. We do have student transportation. I mean, I wonder if it's worth us seeing if we can move students. I could send students to this school. I guess they're already going to that school. Sure, I'll send them over there. I'll send all people that need to learn to the big school. I feel like getting the distribution right between all of the different big schools is going to take time. It's going to take a lot of effort. I mean, look at this. Look at the sheer number. Look at the sheer number of pupils in this school. 408 in lessons at the moment. In addition to 50 people waiting outside in the schoolyard, waiting to learn. You can't make that up. You can't make that up, folks. You really can't. Right, nuclear power plant. That's come along nicely. Halfway there, very close. Just a little bit of steel that we need. That's really what we're after. And the reason why you can't get to where you need to go is presumably because, yeah, the kindergarten is not accessible anymore. The bridge over here is looking good. We're almost done with it, actually. Very close. 3/4 of the way through. Then we're on to the last section of bridge, and bada bim, bada boom. We're gonna be making progress like there's no tomorrow. So very happy with that. Let me briefly check what the heck is going on here. It's an issue with the kindergarten, which I did anticipate, but I'm not happy about. Right, let me fork out some of my own cash in order to make sure that we can access that. And it's now accessible, although you'll have to drive all the way around here, down the nuclear road. Literally down the nuclear road is the only way to access this specific area. Fine. If that means that we fix the traffic flow, then so be it. That's totally fine. Right, let me just wander down to the beachfront just for a second and have a little look at what's going on over here. It's steel that's the issue. I mean, hey, we actually built a Hercules. That's kind of fantastic. I'm going to go and see if this is... I'm going to rush build this if indeed this aggregate unloading dock is done at the other side. What do we need? We need concrete. We really need concrete. Tell you what, though, the rest of this area is done. That's not too shabby, if I do say so myself. What I should get set up, if I just will permit myself to spend a little bit of cash. There we go. There we go. Buy that. Brilliant. I think I'm just gonna go for this, to be honest. Unless there's like some concrete en route. The journey of concrete is probably quite long. 7 tons of concrete. It's not too far off. Any other concrete mixers that are currently on their way down from Mini Constructo? Don't think so. Also, speaking of Mini Constructo, we did actually start our episode over at Mini Constructo. How are we doing over here? Wowzers! We've been doing some great things, some absolutely wonderful things over in Mini Constructo. Well, I'm delighted that we're almost actually ready to go. That's fantastic. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to buy Maybe not even necessarily buy. If I have a little look over here. Yeah, what I might do is I might just reassign all of these trucks. All of these open hull trucks. The ones that we currently have sitting in another construction office in Mini Constructo. I'm going to reassign them all over here. Since steel is going to be the primary resource that we actually need in order to build all of these little oil wells, we might as well move all of them over to this area. There we go. Get you moved over here, and you moved over here. So that should allow this area to deal with steel, bricks, prefab panels, and boards, all of which are going to be gained from... I need to assign this manually, don't I? Yep. Steel, bricks, prefab panel, panels, boards. Okay, brilliant. Now I'm going to need some dumpers. I'll tell you what, I would like to start manufacturing my own dumpers again. I do need them. Right. Have I finished this construction office yet? No, I haven't finished this construction office yet, but I bloomin' well need to. So get that built. And instead of doing this, I'm going to... First of all, I'm going to set up distribution to the border. So I'm going to buy some KMZ open hull trucks. I mean, I'm not over the moon about having to do this because I kind of want to make them myself, but I'll buy them for now. That's fine. Right, all source buildings. Let's set that to above 0. Okay, I can't set it to above 0, but that's fine. We're going to set this as a load point. Yep, and then we're going to set this to the border over here. It should auto sell, I believe. So we should see vehicles go and get loaded. Right. But apparently you're not going to do that for some obscure reason. And I don't quite get it. Alright, let me sell this vehicle. You're not able to go and sell vehicle. You're not able to go and pick up vehicles. That's kind of strange. I mean, you got a 10-ton weight. All of these trucks have a 10-ton weight. I was kind of expecting you to be able to go and deal with that. Unless we need to get them output to a vehicle storage at some point. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous if that's the case. We can maybe look at getting a vehicle storage to output the trucks or output the cars from this area into. But I'm not happy about it. I don't want to do this. Yeah, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this at all. I also don't have the space for this. Is there any chance that I'm going to be able to terrain modify this ground? I think this is worth doing because I actually think that this is the only way that I'm reasonably going to be able to sort out the car situation. Okay, move this around a little bit. Move this around a little bit. Move this around a little bit. Alright, rotate this around. Will you work? No. But you will work from there, so let's do that. Fine. And then see if we can get, by some miracle, get this linked up. There must be a way to make this work. Alright, get this all averaged out. That down there, okay. See if we can try this. Something like this. I mean, this is gonna be an absolute pain in the backside. This is gonna be a pain in the backside to do, but I think that this is the only interaction that a distribution office is gonna have. At least I hope that this is an interaction that the distribution office is able to have. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to automatically sell our cars to the border. If that's the case, then that kind of sucks. I mean, that really sucks, actually, if that is indeed the case. But we have to hope. We have to hope, friends. We have to hope. Right. Let's get this ground entirely leveled here, so we have a little bit more room to play with. Alright, let's cut this down. Cut this corner down. Nice. And then let's see if we can make this work. Again, hoping for a miracle here. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Apart from the fact that it's the wrong type of road, which is bad. Yeah. It's just too steep right in this location here, isn't it? It's too steep right over here. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. I think part of the problem might be is that I started construction of this area after I started construction of this this area before the patch that helped with terraforming land and whatnot. Okay. Which doesn't look to be really helping me right now. Okay, try taking that back. I mean, if even I was able to do something like this. Yeah, so we go for a sort of less steep ascent. Yeah, so that is pretty much as perfect as it's going to get as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, so exactly like that. That's perfect. And then this connects up here. Brilliant. And then we are ever so close to getting this area connected. Just like that. Bada bim, bada boom. What do you know? We're good. Alright, so get that vehicle storage built. And get that factory connection built. And it should just work. Should just work. The vehicles should be output to the storage as far as I'm concerned. So that's great. Let's delete that as a connection. Let's add that as a connection. The building is incompatible. Really? Okay, so it turns out that I've done all of this for nothing. We're just not able to make this happen. Is that the case? Alright, well that kind of sucks, but if needs must, then needs must. What we need to do, first of all, is turn off this horrific wireframe. We need to resend, or we need to send these trucks to here. For now. Brilliant. Exit out of the distribution office. And head over here to load vehicles, right? And then we're gonna head back to the border and then unload at the border. Wait until unloaded. I got wait until loaded here. Wait until loaded. 50%. Fine. Wait until unloaded. That's brilliant. Cancel going to the depot so you can go right over there. Good stuff. And then we're going to copy the orders to you. And that should work. Cancel the depot for you. Brilliant. Alright. And that does seem to work. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of maneuvering in order to get all of these trucks to work in a similar sort of fashion. But at the end of the day, it'll totally be worth it if we're able to sell off some of these trucks. The whole point, as I've already said, selling off these trucks, mostly, is to try and make money, but also we need to try and make some dumpers now, which is kind of cool. There, and there. You cancel depot, and cancel the depot. Brilliant. Okay. So you're going to head in here. You're going to pick up some trucks. And I'm just going to select the dumper blueprint right now. I know that we're going to waste half a truck's worth of production, but a worthwhile sacrifice as far as I'm concerned. Now, those dumpers... Wow, that was a long little side tangent, wasn't it? Those dumpers are going to be used over here. So we're gonna move the dumpers over here. That's what's gonna work. That's how it's gonna work even. Then we're gonna buy some. What am I looking for? Concrete mixers. Yeah. So give me the best concrete mixer, the one that carries the most concrete. Yeah, 4 concrete mixers is fine, I think. Yeah, it's not too bad. How much concrete do we need? Yeah, we only need a little bit of concrete for those oil wells, so that's totally fine. I think 4 concrete mixers, probably fine. Do we need mechanical components? Or yes, we do indeed need mechanical components, so we're going to need to get some covered hull trucks. Again, I could manufacture these ones, but I'm not going to. We'll just buy them for now. Let me specify this warehouse as a source of said mechanical components. There we go. The concrete and the asphalt will obviously be picked up from here and here, although I doubt we really need that much asphalt. I think that should be okay. We're going to need to get some buses. We'll get some... Yeah, we'll get some PZ 672s or whatever. And we'll pick up from that bus stop. Gravel will be picked up from here. Lovely. Wonderful. Do you have gravel on board? You do have gravel on board, but you seemingly aren't unloading very fast for some reason. That's fine. You do you. So that means that we only need dumpers in order to make this area totally work. The other thing that I do need to get is a bulldozer or two. Now, I was kind of hoping that, yes, I would be able to buy some modified bulldozers. However, as it turns out, this bulldozer's mostly garbage. I know this bulldozer is used in the construction of roads, but we don't actually need to construct that many roads. I'll buy a couple of bulldozers, a couple of modded bulldozers, a couple of regular bulldozers, 4 regular bulldozers, why the heck not? Buy some excavators as well. Lots of excavators too to help out with land sculpting and whatnot. Taro Cranes, do I need to get some Taro Cranes? I absolutely want to get Taro Cranes. I don't think I'm going to use any Taro Cranes in this depot. Instead, I'm going to go right across the road, and we're going to get some Taro Cranes over here. Now, I can get a modified Taro Crane. The KB504 looks pretty cheap. It's a road crane. It says it's a road crane. It's not actually a road crane. It's a Taro Crane. But it builds at the same speed. Builds at the same speed of the best Taro Crane that we can get that's in the base game. So give me 2 of those. Give me 2 of those. And there we go. Okay, just in the nick of time. Looks like something came through. It was probably selling nuclear stuff off in the at the border, which is great. Let's get some bulldozers. There we go. I think that's what we want to do. I've got some open hull trucks, so hopefully the transportation of these machines can be slightly quicker. I should also probably get some rollers. We'll get 2 rollers. 2 rollers just in case we need anything. I'll get a paver. I'll get 2 pavers as well. Okay, so that's just about everything that we could possibly need over here. I don't think I want to assign any sources because I want these open hull trucks to be solely occupied with transporting mechanisms. Let me go to the auto-find range. The auto-find range is remarkably small. There we go, up to 3,000 meters. And you're able to reach most things. Up to 3,000 meters as well. That gives a whole bunch of oil rigs, or that brings a whole bunch of oil rigs into the zone. I actually want to deconstruct a bunch of these oil rigs because, as I mentioned last time, I want to use the big ones. I want to use the biggest, the best oil rigs possible. The reason is primarily because they extract more oil. They extract more oil. They do have a higher upfront cost, but I think that that's a totally worthwhile price to pay. Right, so that in there. I don't think the area that they cover is any different though, which is kind of peculiar, but whatever. Oh my goodness, look at the quality of this source. Look at the quality of this source, folks. This is something that you can't make up. It's too good to be true. Too good to be true. Oh, it's brilliant. That is wonderful. Okay. Over here. Over here. And also, that should mean that our bulldozers are able to access this area. Oh, they're just out of range, actually. Alright, well, that's fine. Look at the speed that these bulldozers bulldoze. Seems to be going pretty darn fast. What was that? Was that a fire somewhere? It was prefab flats and Kobe. Totally fine. Right. Keep bulldozing. Oh, we're also out of money. It's the first bridging loan that we've had to take out in like 20 episodes. All right, that's great. Well, I'm gonna borrow another 2 million rubles just to tide me over. Not like we really need it, but probably better just to be on the safe side rather than sorry. Okay, so let's get this area just completely transformed. We still may build a construction office somewhere over here if indeed that is required. Not to mention the fact that we still need to build a whole bunch of pumping stations, but look, that's for another day. That's for another day. We're just going to zone out a couple more oil rigs right now, just to make sure. Oh, yes. Yeah, keep on just eking out the range of this bulldozer team. Brilliant. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so good. Oh, it's so good. The quality of the source is just so fantastic. All right. I mean, that's without having a construction office on this island. It's probably worth us getting a construction office on this island purely for the purposes of housing bulldozers. It really, really is worth it. Okay. That should all be built basically because of the construction offices that are in range. So I'm really, really happy with that. That's looking really, really good. Let me very, very quickly connect this up right over there and connect that up over there. So that will also auto-assign some construction offices as well. That's looking good. That's looking really, really good. In the meantime, have we finished the aggregate? Really? We still need concrete? We still need concrete over here? Concrete is en route. What is this? 5 tons of concrete? Oh, thank goodness. But it's not even the entire construction. It's not even the entire construction. I tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what I'll do as a compromise. This is what I'm going to do as a compromise, folks. The Kobe Harbor is about to be built. I'm going to rush build it as soon as we finish this this stage of construction, which will be very, very quickly. Because literally the concrete needs to be unloaded, and boom, there we go, we're through. I'm gonna rush build that. 150,000. It's not a cheap amount, but you know, we're fine for money at this moment in time. It took out a bridging loan at a very, very low rate of interest, which is totally, totally acceptable for me. This is gonna be all completely without power. It's a bit of a bummer. You also need to add that to your power delivery networks, so that we can power delivery networks. What am I talking about? Fuel delivery networks, so that we can actually unload fuel at these locations. And then we're going to set up a quick little power connection over here. Maybe one for the entire area. Yep, that'd be good. I will build this. The road can be built at a later date. Don't care about the road right now. Any chance of a high power connection coming from somewhere? We could take direct from the transformer. I might actually just take direct from the transformer. Right. Take directly from the transformer. It's going to get a little bit messy, but it's fine. This is a pretty important cable, so I want to make sure that we do it right. 39,000. Quite happy to pay that cost. That should power absolutely everything up over here. Great stuff. And that means, without further ado, folks, we are actually legitimately, without further ado, he says, there we go, build this, build this, build this. I gave you a chance, video game, to supply workers to this area over here. You failed me. You failed me miserably. You failed me miserably. All right, so a little bit of a high amount of expenditure there, but that's totally fine. Right. Brand new custom vehicle. We could actually sell these vehicles, but I'm not going to. Anyway, let's equip you to the medium dock for now. That's totally fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a route. I'm going to give you a route, and your route is going to be to load up at the Shipsky Harbor for aggregate loading. I'm going to say load 100%. I want you to load gravel. Nothing else really matters at the moment, does it? No, absolutely nothing else matters. And then I want you to come all the way across to here. And then you're going to unload over here. Wait until unloaded. Wait until loaded 100%. Great, wait until unloaded. Fantastic. And then this is going to be where we store gravel. I'm going to store gravel, and then what I'm going to do is we got a construction office right over here. And I'm actually going to reassign the source of gravel instead of Mini Constructo. It's going to be here. This is going to be it. This is the first actually locally, it's not locally produced, locally taken deliver of resource that Kobe's going to be responsible for providing. I suppose technically Kobe's already responsible for providing fuel to the rest of the map, but this feels a little bit more official, right? This feels a little bit more official, a little bit more legit. Okay, anyway, let's cancel you, go to the depot, and instead get you to head off to your first area over here. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I need to add this as a source. Sorry, not as a source. As an area to unload fuel, so that we've got more than enough fuel to load onto the boats. So you guys should be dispatched in just a second. Brilliant. Fantastic. Right, so have we finished work on this distribution office over here? No, we haven't. We're still waiting for steel. Goodness gracious me. When the steel runs out, there is serious problems with construction pretty much everywhere. Which is fine. It's life. I get it. It happens. Anyway, so I built a distribution office. We will get 3 of these brand new dumpers that we have made moved over to the distribution office. There we go. Move them all over. So that's 3 brand new dumpers that we've just made, and in fact we're about to get a brand new one as well, which is fantastic. Boom, right there. Brilliant. So that's 4 dumpers assigned to that distribution office. Probably actually a reasonable number of dumpers to be there. We do need to get more dumpers moved across to this construction office over here. I tell you what, I'll do that right now, because I don't have any dumpers over here. I did say that I was going to get some dumpers, and I didn't. And if I don't buy dumpers, then I'm probably going to forget to do them. Yeah, so let's get as many dumpers as we can. Even though they're not homemade, I get it. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Let me get some gravel from here. Let me get some asphalt from here. Brilliant. Okay, great. So as long as that's sorted, it means that I'm not going to forget anymore. Anyway, back to the brand new distribution office that we've got. This distribution office is going to be solely responsible for moving gravel between here. I'm going to load at the industry grad truck aggregate loading and unload at the aggregate unloading over here. Yep, you can unload there. Storage percent 30. I mean, I want storage percent ideally 90. We want to basically just try and move as much gravel over here as we possibly can. Gravel and gravel. Yep, brilliant. So if I take a little look across, we should see, as suspected, all of these dumpers have now been mobilized to move the aggregate gravel from industry grad right the way down to shipski / dockski / somewhere. We are seemingly having no power issues at all. Most of our power plant is filled with employees, primarily, I think, because I set up that brand new bus route. We're still having a couple of construction issues, construction-related issues, I should probably say. Mostly seems to be because we've run out of steel. I think that's the real issue here. We've run out of steel. We're backlogging. We're not able to produce that much because we're missing iron. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I guess that's the reality of the world that we live in. We ain't super good on iron. And look at the ridiculous tailbacks that we've got at this moment in time. It's kind of bonkers, but I kind of love it. I kind of love it. It's kind of fantastic. As soon as we get done with all of this nonsense over here, we will be totally fine. We will be totally fine. We're actually making really good progress. I'm very happy with that. Any trucks that are en route down to shipski / dockski yet? I don't think so. I think, to be fair, Some of them are probably stuck in this traffic, and I just can't see them. I bet you're... No, you're not one. We got a lot of dumpers. We got a lot of dumpers. We got a lot of traffic. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of stuff happening. Things are definitely going. I can't keep track of everything because there is so much stuff happening at all times. I kind of love it, though. I kind of love it. I very much love it. It's looking great. We're making money. We're in a really, really strong dollar position. We're just about to the stage where we've got another boat that's going to leave for the Soviet borders, and we're going to sell that for rubles, and we're going to make 2.4 million rubles, which will completely clear that little bridging loan that I took out over the course of this episode, if indeed I wanted it to, but there's probably not much point given that I took it out at such a low rate of interest. Also, we've got a boat that is going to set sail for the land of the dollars at some point, but again, there's no real rush on that. We got a lot of boats. We finished actually making 2 boats in this episode. I mean, that's a pretty good track record, if I do say so myself. And on that note, ladies and gents, we're going to wrap this here episode up. I mean, this has just been an absolutely crazy episode. The amount of stuff that we did, the amount of boat routes that we set up, the amount of nuclear progress that we've made, the amount of housing progress that we've made. I did everything about, except, ooh, what's that? I did everything apart from actually make food, which was kind of the intentional aim, kind of the intended aim of this episode. But as it turned out, it didn't really work out like that. But you know, I kind of love it when just, you know, random wild things happen. It kind of makes everything better when there's an element of the unknown in any of the videos that I produce. At least that's the way that it feels to me anyway. I'm just chatting away here in the background whilst we wait for this. Yep, there we go. Whilst we wait for that fire to be extinguished, just to show that everything is grand in the land of Industrigrad and also Potatograd as well, which has a huge whopping population of 27,700 people. Anyway, folks, thanks as ever to my fantastic Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/UpWithPotato who help make videos like this possible. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.